Everyone. We are about to get started. It's a continuation video here. And we are doing our continuation video series for this painting. This is just a painting of my living room. And I'm going to make some updates to it. We're continuing to build on it and turn this painting into something. Turn it into a painting, that's what we're doing. But the way I'm doing that is a process that is being recorded. But more importantly, with every live stream that I do, I like to try to find like an inspirational idea or a concept that I feel could like motivate or inspire in some way. And the idea that I heard today was from an audiobook that I was listening to while I was at the gym earlier this morning. And in that audiobook, the author, I believe his name is Robert Collier, he said something about you have to like overcome in order to be successful or something, one of the best things, biggest challenges is overcoming the limitations from fear and doubt. And when I heard that, I just loved the combination of those two words together, fear and doubt. And I decided that I wanted to make this live stream, to talk about that premise of fear and doubt. We're just going to get straight into this right now. But yes, that premise, that idea of having to overcome fear and doubt in your artwork. And I don't think it's even like just to get started, right? It's not like overcome the fear of making art, but more so as a creative person who's done a lot of different artworks, it's overcoming the fear and doubt of trying new things. So this idea of fear and doubt is for two people, right? Of course, there's some people like watch my live stream and they're artists and they're like, whoa, how can I like get started? I feel intimidated by the process, or I'm afraid to share my artwork because I really don't, know what people think, or, my art's just not ready yet. And then there's some people who I think don't actually come to me or come to my live streams and have specifically state the problem. But as an artist myself, I can relate to this issue, is the idea of exploring new ideas, really putting yourself out there to try some new things that could really help you, unleash your creativity, to really find that creative thing that's very uniquely you. And I think that's less said. No one ever comes in here and is like, hey, how do I find my specific style? And I actually have a math equation for this, or a life equation. I guess math isn't the right term to use, but if you ever want to find your style, I have created the equation that your style is a combination of your habits when your habits meet your creative interests. So if you are interested in abstract work, and you have the habit of being a perfectionist, then you're probably going to come up with a lot of like line work. You're going to come up with work that's like perfect shapes, right? Like using tape or straight lines and things like that. But if you're a incredibly just expressive person and you really like art that's just like unusual, then you're probably going to go for something that's more Jackson Pollock or something, as far as your work is concerned. So that's, let's see, Ferenc Bachhofer has said hello, and Junior Little Cardamom, what's going on? How long did this whole thing take? So I've been working on this for about 6 hours so far, 6 hours, not too long. It's been the past like 2 or so live streams, but we're just continuing to build this all this stuff together. And right now, you know, my live streams aren't just me talking about my painting. You know, you can see the process live. It's pretty, when I do something big, like, hey, I'm doing the line work right now, I'll explain that. But right now, just knocking in some of the line work. And as far as art goes, I usually try to have some concept that I feel could potentially be inspiring or motivational. I think it's this idea right now that if you're watching this and you want to paint, or even if you don't want to paint, if you want to become like, you know, if you want to go after something, there's a goal that you have, like even starting YouTube videos or starting a podcast, or maybe even starting a small business, creating a food stand or something. This could be helpful. But the quote that I heard today that inspired this was the idea of not letting the limitations of fear and doubt control you, to let go of your fear and doubt and allow yourself to just go for those things that you want to go for. And I'm not aiming for straight lines. This isn't, I don't go for straight lines. So most of my work is pretty much freehand. Except for the ones where they're not, but yeah. So as I was saying, this idea of fear and doubt, and I've seen some people have told me, hey man, you overshare. A lot of people have told me that I overshare. I mean, I like get these emails, and people tell me, you know, it's not really good to overshare. It's gonna cause people to you know, maybe like think less of you or whatever. And in a lot of my writing, when I do my my writings for Instagram, or if I'm posting on here or making a live stream, I like to try to come up with something like an idea, and I usually try to share a story or my experience with some thought that I have, my struggle with some creative endeavor, whether it be fear or doubt, or trying to like develop my own ideas. And I find that it's very helpful, and that I share them with other artists as well, to really dig in. I mean, it might be part of a future book sometime, but to really just dig into this creative process. Like, I think the creative process isn't so much just putting down paint. For some people it is, right? Some people have absolutely, you know, are totally just free to express themselves as artists, and they make some great work, and they probably don't think about these things. But I highly doubt that there's anybody who doesn't have these experiences, these moments of you know, feeling like you're stuck, or feeling like, you know, oh, should I try a new style, or should I try something new, or how can I overcome my fears and do something like pursuing acting, or pursuing art, or reaching out to painting in public, or whatever it is. And these are all things that I feel like, you know, most artists face once in a while. And, you know, we often hear, you know, no matter what, the successful celebrities and people of the world, they all share the same emotions. And I think we can all agree to that, you know, they're humans too. And with that experience, you know, there's really only a few things that can stop people from going after what they want. And it's either fear or doubt. I mean, of course, occasionally there's some physical limitations, but I think for the most part, the majority of things are fear and doubt impose limitations. So, and you know what? Honestly, I have those thoughts a lot. Thoughts that are like, I can't do a live stream today because my ideas aren't good enough, or I can't, paint this idea because it's too boring, right? Like, who's gonna buy a painting of my living room, right? And then there's like these things that seep in, and these thoughts. And I think that by me sharing them, hope that somebody watching would be like, you know what? That is a really stupid reason to not paint. That's a dumb reason to like not try this activity of just painting what's in front of me. And this is all assuming that from the perspective of assuming that someone wants to paint something. And substitute this idea of painting a living room, what I just shared, this idea of painting a living room, for something else. It could be anything. Maybe it's writing a song, or writing a story, a book. Any creative effort, particularly if you've been wanting to pursue it. I hope that some of the shares, the things that I talk about during my live streams, are enough to at least push people in a good direction, in a direction towards their greatest creative efforts, or their most creative self. So it doesn't necessarily have to be painting. It could be anything. But painting is like the milkshake that brings all the boys to the yard. My paintings are the milkshake that brings all the people to the yard. It doesn't have to be boys. It could be all sorts of people. Anybody. Cats. My milkshake brings cats to the yard. Dogs to the yard. Whatever. Anybody that can be creative, that understands what I'm saying, is invited. But yeah, that's the goal here. So, more so than painting itself, these aren't really tutorials as much as they are just me going on about my experience with art, right? This ever evolving discussion in my mind between my creative pursuits and how I feel about all of it. And this piece is coming along. I like it. I like where it's at, and we're just using line work to highlight the areas. So because we're going to be adding quite a bit more a little later, this is a great starting point. I'm happy where this is at. Been working on this for about 4 or 5 hours now, and I've given it just enough time to like dry, which is fantastic. Like, it's nice to be able to do a painting where you can just let it dry. Because then you could start to paint on top of it, paint new designs on top of it, paint new colors, schemes, all of these things. And let's go right here. We're gonna carve out this part of the painting again. So we're gonna come down right here, a little bit past that, and then we're gonna come across like so. So this right here is just the painting within the painting, if you can't tell already. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do a question of the day. Let's do wait, there should be, oh, for whatever reason I can only do a poll. Before I was able to do like a question. Is talking about creative fears and doubts oversharing helpful or oversharing? Helpful or creative oversharing? Helpful. Good to know. Mindset. Helpful mindset is important. I'm adding a poll here right now, so that's why my face is an artwork. Mindset is important. Oversharing. Sharing too much info. All right, so we've got a live poll going on. So I thought I'd ask a community of people, like, do you feel like if you're watching someone paint, them talking about their mindset, they're overcoming their challenges, they're dealing with certain issues such as a fear or a doubt? Is it a helpful thing, or is it just filler? Like, it doesn't really add or take away very much from a live stream? That is the question that we have right now. And feel free to answer that if you like. If not, that's cool too. So we're going to bring this down a bit, and then we're going to create this other little section here. And I decided to draw this outline a little afterwards because I wanted to better lay out some of the bigger elements of this painting before I really got into doing this portion. So we're going to go right down here. I want to get some more of the major colors down before I got into this. That way I knew exactly what I was going to be making. And here we go. So as we get into this, we're going to go like that, draw another box here in the background. Got a lot of boxes, a lot of storage containers here. And let's go like this. So this is going to come across like right there. A box that comes right down here, goes up and around, and then some more things right there. What's going on here? Okay, cool. So we've got our idea now. Let's go ahead and sketch in these other places. Oh yeah, so earlier I was discussing this idea of mindset, and when I think of artwork, I think it's more, especially if you really want to find your own style, your own way of doing things, you want to come up with something different in that creative sense. I think mindset is really more important than anything. When I mean mindset, I mean it's like the combination of your creative beliefs and your style and everything. And I think the biggest limitation to finding like that creative voice is really just your mindset. You know, what your fears and your doubts are that are preventing you from doing those things. I'm not saying fear like, you know, it makes you sweat, right? But I'm saying like the more it's even more dangerous, these fears, is that justified fears of like, oh, I can't start painting today because, you know, I might not be able to I don't know, I might not be able to keep a good routine going this month. I might not be able to keep a good painting routine this month, or it's like ridiculous to think that I should get into painting, or, you know, any thoughts like these I would consider limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, and they come in various forms because, you know, you don't always know that it's a limitation. You don't always recognize it as a fear as much as it is like an obvious justification to why you should or shouldn't do an activity. But anyway, yes, the importance of mindset, it's so helpful. Mindset first. Because you can pretty much everybody, I believe, has like a hidden style, right? Like a hidden style that's very unique to them, that they can ultimately create something incredible and interesting with. But most people will never find it because there's a fear of what it could be. There's a fear of, you know, trying something different. There's a fear of self-expression. There's a fear of failure, or even, heck, a fear of success. So we're going to go from here. So here we go, working through this painting right now, and we're going to go ahead and bring this box down. I'm going to have this come across, bring that down. We're going to get this is going to come down with the line right there. Bring that down, and then we're going to have some objects just in space right here. So since this is a little closer, I'm going to bring that up like so, and we're going to go like this. Anyway, I'm done talking about mindset and the motivational elements of creativity, and not letting yourself stop you is ultimately my my final message here. Is not letting your fears and your doubts limit your potential creatively. Now, getting to that point is a lot easier said than done, right? Like, how do I overcome stage fright? How do I overcome my fear of speaking in front of people? How do I overcome these things? It's always easier said than done, right? But there's ways, there's tools for that. There's technology. There's, like, you know, personal growth technology. There's books that help teach you to become a better speaker. There is all sorts of things out there and resources that can help you do these things. And I use a lot of them. And here we go. So we're going to bring this up. I'm going to cut that right there. I think that painting is going to be a little bit smaller. We got a fireplace that comes out right about here, right under I'm gonna come around, just barely the edge of the fireplace, bring that down. And there we go. So we need this right here. So this is fun. This is my painting within a painting that we're doing here. And let's see, where do we continue to build this? Yes, this little cat. I'm closing this. Oh, I can't close it.
We need air.
Huh?
We need air.
Yeah, but I also need to see this little corner right here because it's in my painting. But that's all right. I'll figure it out. Right. So we're gonna come down and this, sketching this out. One thing that could be one thing that I find when I start to sketch something out with a lot of different pieces, which this does. I mean, my living room has quite a lot of stuff in it. And one thing that I find that is very helpful is to just get started. First of all, I mean, that's first step. I mean, some people need a plan and they take a long time to plan, and that's great if that is how you do things, right? Everyone's got their own creative way of doing things. But if you're not sure, but you know what? I think even those people who need a lot of planning, they don't sit and think about it. They actually sit and think of a plan, right? Like they will sit down and start sketching it out little by little and eventually come up with the final piece. But when I have to like do something with a lot of pieces like this, I think the best thing is just to start laying down lines. And you know, depending on how detailed you want to be or specific, it's all a matter of just putting things down, putting down the paint, putting down the line, putting down some of the design elements, whatever that is. You just got to go with it. You just got to go for it. So we're going to bring this around, and then so we got a thing right here. Call it a thing, but it's got a name. I just haven't given it a name yet. That is a cup holder. I forgot what a cup holder was called. So I'm really just looking for the shapes and the designs of things right now, and then in a few moments we will start to get more in depth with this painting. But for now, just getting these elements, this stuff that's on this table here. This should be a little bigger. And then here we go. Let's bring this down. And let's see. So let's probably cut across, and that's just going to be a black couch. All right, cool. So here's what I got to do. I got to bring this back a little bit further. So I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to come past the chair. All right, so we're gonna have that, and then let's see where we go. So add some shape to these cushions here. Bring this around. We're gonna use the black to do that, just to give it a little bit of an outline. Yeah, how do you eat an elephant? How do you draw an entire living room? Just do it one piece at a time, one bit at a time. I'll just slowly build this up and up. And you know, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, for sure. So that's what I'm here for. This is live. This is totally live, 100%. Alexa, what's today's date?
Today is Tuesday, October 29th.
So it is Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. Alexa, what is the score of the Dodgers-Yankees World Series?
Yesterday, in Game 3 of the World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Yankees 4-2. The Dodgers lead the series 3-0.
Alexa, when is the next Dodgers-Yankees game?
Today, in Game 4 of the World Series, the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers will play at Yankee Stadium. First pitch is at 5:08 p.m.
Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:55 p.m.
All right, so that's how live it is. We are, there's a huge game for the Yankees and the Dodgers going on this week. Pretty amazing. And there we go. So it's an amazing time to be alive. Let's see what's going on here. And all right, so I like where we're at here. Everything is pretty much laid out. Now it's a matter of just finalizing some color choices and things like that. So I'm gonna actually sketch out another piece right here. This is gonna come down. Just sketching out this cube-like form right here. I'm gonna paint that later. Bring this down, bring that. And this stuff right here. Stuff. This is stuff, people. And there we have it. Let's go. Let's keep moving. So we got a little shape back there. Just want to make sure I get that. I'm going to bring this color down a bit more. Just so we come down to the edge down here. And let's bring this color down a bit further on the side. Oh, I gotta sketch in the lamp for this side right here.
No, I had a lemon bar and
Organic apple juice. All right, this is gonna come to about the height of the lamp here.
Another day off. I drink a lot of that. Yeah, it was a good party though. I danced. Huh? Emmett's friend, his friend, Dave from Norton. Did I tell you? Yeah.
Tell Melissa I said hi.
Emma says hi. Yeah, I was at her house.
So here we go.
And
She also got hit on a lot.
I did. I have the best ones. Did you see my experience in the picture? Yes. 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 That was a sexy costume. I came out of Britney Spears and Barbie, but I could go with it.
All right, gotta get this paint off onto the canvas here. And
Yes, of course.
let me share. So maybe I should talk a little bit more about my creative process today. So I started this painting out a few days ago, probably maybe like 5 days ago. I can't remember. I'd have to look back at the streams, and I wanted to be a little meta, so I also have this other painting. This painting, this is this painting. This is actually this painting in the picture, and what we're working with is just developing the scene, expanding on the scene. And I had some other stuff here. Like I'm thinking about making some interesting things here that don't make sense. That maybe make it turn into something a bit more surreal. So I made this little black hole up here just as a reminder. It's the black hole. Black hole where things go and we don't know where it goes. So here we go. Got our major sketch idea. Oh, actually, you know what? A little bit more, but I could do that with a different brush. So I need to outline the bottom of this. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into this again. And we're gonna take a nice brush.
I'm gonna see if I can put that.
We're just gonna use a
Like, what are you talking?
variety of ideas. I don't know, what is that? So we're gonna pop back into this. And let's go like,
Okay.
alright, let's do this.
I'm putting headphones in right
I
now.
have this blue and white here.
Still putting them in.
She's done listening to me. She's like, I don't want to hear Emmett talk no more.
Listen.
Yes, I know.
Listen to her.
Okay. Yes, you do. I know.
Okay, can you hear me?
And here we go. We're gonna go just. We're just gonna build these colors in, bit by bit. Here we go.
Now you hear. Okay.
This is the fun part. I got the main idea, but you know, my art isn't so much about going for a specific like.
Oh, okay.
Going for a very specific, tight, and realist concept as much as it is
Now?
constant build-up and exploration of color and ideas. And we're gonna go into here. Just use these textures. We're just gonna build up some textures on top of this. And why would I do that if I already have the paint underneath? In case anyone wonders, I do ask myself that question. I'm like, you know, why didn't I do this in the first place? And you know what? It just doesn't have the same effect. Especially, you know, if you're not building like super. If you're not building on top of the colors like super tight and specific. You know, if you're not doing this right from the get-go, sometimes a lot of color can show through. And also, if you're doing it this way and you're like not very specific right from the get-go, which, you know, I don't know exactly always what my design is going to be that I'm going to go for, you're not always going to get like a full range of color. So
Yes.
so this is what we're working with right now. I literally just decided that I'm gonna work in this fashion right now. So what you do get is this color underneath that can shine through, but at the same time, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to just do painting this way. So anyway, let's go like this and bring in some of these greens. Let's add some more of these blues here. I'm gonna darken the blue in this area. You know, there we go. Okay. I'm just going with a different brush technique. I'm not trying to paint this as like an exact of what I'm seeing.
Oh no.
This is an interpretation of what I'm seeing, if anything. And I heard someone say something like, art is about learning how to see. And I want to add to that, I think about art as learning how to interpret. Because, you know, I'm not the type to say, hey, well, you know, you saw a duck and I saw a horse, and, you know, these two animals, like, we have different interpretations of it, right? Like, most people will, if they see a horse, then they see a horse. If they see a duck, they see a duck, right? But, and if someone was to,
Oh, jeez.
if I was to see a horse or see a duck, if I was to see a duck and someone was to tell me it was actually a horse, I would either think they're crazy, if for whatever reason, or I would think they're crazy, or hey, maybe I'm crazy,
Oh my God.
right? If I was not in my mind or whatever, if I was doubting myself.
It doesn't.
But
Oh my
ultimately, what I'm trying to get at here is that we all see the same things, almost, right? Like not always, but for the most part, we see the same things. We're humans, we communicate, we come to agreement on things. So I think it's more than just about seeing. Seeing is important. That's just like the first step. But then, you know, what we really can aim to achieve as creative
God.
people
What
is how to interpret.
was that? Oh, I see.
How to interpret what you're seeing and place it down in a creative and interesting way, right? So if you see a horse and somehow you decide that you want to paint a duck, then that's fine, right? That's cool. If that is what you interpret, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I just love this idea of learning how to interpret what you have learned
Hey,
to see.
watch your
So anyway,
You got it.
that's a theory that I am working with,
Yeah, I got it.
and here we go. So we're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna come around. We're actually gonna curve this around here. Curve this around. Curve these strokes around here.
Oh my God.
This might turn out to be something totally different. It might as well just like be its own little like paint over. Like I'm painting over this. And we're gonna go with some of the shadow that we built up the other day. Let's go around. And I do want to keep this yellow area, like a nice yellow area, because I remember seeing this yellow shade that here. It was the reflection of the light. So the other challenge with my painting is that doing this over many days, painting what I'm seeing, is this fact that things change. The light changes. Even though I'm in a studio, things have changed. I didn't keep everything precisely the same. And obviously, if you're a good studio artist, a great studio artist, you're gonna be doing your best to keep things standard. Keep the same lighting for your painting setup. Keep the same photo reference or whatever your reference is. Keeping, you know, all the objects in place. If you are a perfectionist, you know, I've been at live paint sessions where people are so specific, like, you know, the person painting would be like, hey, your hand was tilted just 1 inch to the left. Can you just move your hand 1 inch to the left? And the person painting, and then the model will move. But for me, like, I barely even notice these things. Like, I notice something and then I'm like, okay, I can work with it. I can work with however this new position is. And sometimes, you know, depending on the situation, I might request, like, you know, an adjustment, but but it definitely depends on your comfort level, right? Of how you feel comfortable with either including change in your painting or whatever. Or keeping everything that must be the same.
Oh god. Oh god.
So that's got to be a creative choice, personal or creative choice.
Especially them, they're relentless.
And you know, I do like the fact that I painted already, because now you can allow this color that's underneath to show through,
I mean,
and there won't be too many, like, you know, white spots. There won't
it's
be all these
a lot
white
of
spots from.
effort to go to Yankee Stadium. I mean,
Okay, so we got this blue.
I mean, I feel the same way. Like with the way my knee, my back feels. If I had tickets to Dodger Stadium, I probably wouldn't go because the parking is like 2 miles away from the stadium, and then there's so many stairs and so many levels, and even when I wasn't having pain, you know, it's like a journey.
I don't believe you wouldn't go if you weren't having pain.
Huh?
I don't believe you wouldn't go if you weren't having pain. You definitely would go. Maybe not now. I don't
I
know.
would say I would go.
And you would, like, be happy to walk. What's up, Pookie? It smells so good. Talking to our kittens. We're fostering some kittens right now. I definitely have these days when I live stream and I feel like I ramble too much. So if anybody has some things to share or something to chime in with, feel free to. But I like to talk a lot on my live streams. Mainly because I got into this habit. When I first started painting, I would live stream on TikTok too. And on TikTok,
That's weird. 'Cause
the problem with painting on TikTok is that on TikTok you get in trouble. You get in trouble if you don't talk in your live streams, because they will say that, hey, I remember one time they said, hey, during this moment in your live stream, there's 2 minutes here and you didn't say anything. So we don't know if you're a bot, like a fake live stream, or what.
feel good. Some fun activity. That's
And I tried to reverse what they were saying, but I couldn't. They wouldn't let me. And even though I wasn't saying anything, my hands were moving. You could clearly see that my hand was moving. My hand was painting something. You could see that there was a change and that it was live, but they didn't believe it. So
his family.
I don't really know what to do about that situation. So I stopped streaming on TikTok, and I'm exclusively on YouTube.
I don't deal with that.
So if you are watching this, you can know that I'm not streaming this any other place. This is solely for the YouTube viewers here. You're getting exclusive access to my painting channel. And it is free for now. Free for anybody on YouTube. Maybe it'll be free forever. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it will work.
But it's to him. And if you keep saying no,
And here we go.
why can't you just accept that?
Let's go like
I
this.
want to go. This is not the right time.
And we're just adding in this yellow section here. This yellow is going to create our lights. It's going to be a reference of our light source. It's going to be a reflection of the lights that we have.
So he went?
Cause,
No, he went last year?
Cause the-
To Dylan?
Because the other night, this was like a reflection from the white, like this light shining upwards, upward and outward.
Okay.
And here we go. So I'm actually going to take this yellow and let it let it evaporate into the blue a little bit. So I'm going to use this yellow to basically lay down some more color transition. And rather than just having it blue, I'm going to use since the paint is wet, I'm going to allow this yellow to essentially mix into this space here.
Usually I give it.
So I'm really just allowing the yellow to escape into the space a bit and just to find its way into the blue. And this helps create a little bit of a transition space, transition area.
Where's she going? Oh. Why isn't she doesn't want to see her dad.
And there we have this little section. So, and you know what? For here, I can do the same thing. We just can do the same exact thing on this section. This section, I'll start with the blue, the yellow. We're gonna go right into here, go into yellow, right here. And we're gonna start a little different on this section.
Well,
Doesn't always have to be exactly the same. And here we go. So let's go right here. And then we're gonna do some of this blue stuff. This blue stuff as in blue paint. And we're gonna go right around here. We're gonna go bring this up. And here we go. So we're going to continue building up like this. Bam, 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 bam. And I need some more yellows. I think yellow is going to be a key color to this. You know what? I'm going to use an even different yellow. I'm not going to use the same yellow. I'm going to use a different yellow. I'm going to do an Azo Yellow Deep just to get some variety as far as our color goes. So this is more of a light yellow. This is an Azo Yellow Deep. I don't know what specifically means that it's deep, except for the fact that it's darker. I guess the pigments. Alexa, what is the pigment PY74 in oil paint?
Pi-74 is the pigment or colorant in the oil paint that is called Golden Hansa Yellow Opaque. The Golden brand makes a range of products for painting, such as paints.
Alexa off. So this is like a golden yellow, they call it. PY72. If you ever need to know like the specifics of a color, you look at the pigment. PY74. Alexa, what is the pigment called PO43 in oil paint?
From naturalpigments.com. Portfolio red is a red iron oxide earth, which earths have been used as a pigment since prehistoric times.
Alexa off. Alexa, what is the pigment PW6 for oil paints?
Oh my god! Such a jerk.
Titanium white, PW6, is a common white pigment used in white oil paints and in mixed oil paints. It is a light fast pigment that is non
Alexa off. So I guess this is a mixture of a golden color with a reddish and a white. That's how they got this color. And that's what we're going to be putting into our painting now. So I really like to change things up. I don't always like to keep the same colors throughout. And, you know, sometimes that creates some good effects and sometimes not so much. But that's why you just keep going after it. You just keep doing it. And eventually, you know, it ends up becoming like an orange, this color, which is very interesting. I like it. It's like a very light orange here. And there we go. So we've got some transitions. This transition's very deep. So I want to see if we can switch it up a little bit and make it less like obvious. Make this transition a little bit lighter. I don't like just how much I don't like the way it's transitioning so hard. Just like this hard transition from dark to light. I think this is a little better. Just these couple little of marks. And by the way, I'm constantly like looking back at my screen because I like to know how my paintings looking as like a whole picture, as a whole view. And when you stay too close to it, you can only see so much. But if I look at the screen, I can just kind of see just it by itself, the painting by itself. So, all right, let's see. We got some more paint on this brush. Let's use it, right? Let's use the paint that's on this brush. Let's clean off this brush. All right, let me use a different brush. This isn't quite getting all the colors off. And let's see, how do we want to do this? You know what we're gonna do right now? Let's go paint this cat tree here. And we're gonna paint this cat tree. Do this cat tree right here. Alright, how are we going to do this? What would be the best brush? I need a different brush. I want to use a nice flat brush that's on its side. So angle brush maybe? Yeah, I think I might just have to go back to this angle brush that we're going to use. We're going to use this nice angle brush for our cat tree. That's what we want to capture. So oh, you found a toy. Hold on. Our kitten has found a toy that he brought out from under the void, from the void of disappearing toys, and I gotta help him pull it out before he pushes it back under. Scout, looks like you found something, dude. What did you find? You found a toy. Hey, here you go. All right. All right, just a moment. We're gonna see. Let's see right here. There's a little toy playing around back there. Let's see if we can fish him over. Let's see if we can fish him over here. There we go. There's a kitten, right? This cat right here. Go get it. Got it. Good boy. You hunted the cardboard. So this is a great toy. You can get this for like I think this toy is like $3. This cat toy. And it's basically just a wire, a bouncy wire with cardboard attached to the end of it. Yes, so cute, this guy. What's going on, buddy? You gonna catch it? Get it, get it, get it, get it. Ah, good boy. All right, you got your toy. All right, so let's go back to it. I'm actually gonna paint him into this somehow. I don't really know how. I mean, I know how, but I haven't really decided on exactly the way we're gonna do it here. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw him down right into here. And let's do this. And let's get a little head right here.
Respecting his wishes, but that's what he does. It's like blames other people. Everything that's going on.
And
Exactly. Yes.
so just be a subtle little like.
He's holding on to this grudge. Because you're a different type of person.
This little ball,
She's a pushy person. And she
little
does
ball
have
of
to like
fluff.
it. And instead of pushing him,
I'm gonna give him some blues.
she just was
Because one thing I love about black cats, little black kittens, is that they have, like when you look at them in different lights, like they're black, yeah, but when you see certain lights reflect off of them, they end up being different colors. They're like, you know, at some lights they can be blue, in other lights they can be yellow. Sometimes they have streaks of white.
Well, you and Sally are. I don't think she should stay there. It's toxic. I mean, why was she taken? Well, then Sally's gonna take her. She's his partner. And if she doesn't, why? Is it a stick shift? Because it's a stick shift. Okay, well then there is medical transportation, and he's entitled to that. The VA should fund it. Somebody should.
And
It's all part of the deal.
here we go. So I'm just gonna add these two little white eyes here. And the kitten hanging out on the cat tree. I'm gonna put him in a bunch of different places actually. But before I get into that, I want to do some more painting.
She's not gonna want to get a car.
Let's see, what can I do with this brush? I'm just gonna
Yes.
put this as little streaks up on my big palette here.
Because she loves him. I know, this whole series. Because she loves him.
Okay, and here's what we got. Right, we're gonna go purple. Let's go grab some of this purple that we had earlier.
Well, because you don't work to drive her to New York. She's okay with it.
And we're gonna grab some of this purple here.
Yes, I agree.
You know what? The cat tree is not even purple, but I'm just gonna go with it anyway. So cat tree.
knows what an amazing experience it would be. And plus, if you take him, you get to see the game too. Oh my God, it's a World Series game. The Dodgers are going to be the winners. So it'll be quite the event. What? Come on. We're sitting over there.
And here we go. So. And there we go. We got this. I'm gonna paint down with some of this red. We're gonna give him like a little red blue cat tree. Mix a couple different colors in there. Not just blue or white or what I'm seeing. That's one of the things that I've told myself that I'm gonna work on is using wider variety of colors.
Sorry, my headphones came out because I had to grab the kitten again. He is sneaky. We're going through the squirrel holes. And do you see Pookie in there?
No.
No?
She was up here.
The Scout just got out.
I see Scout.
You see Pookie?
No. Okay. Pookie.
You see her?
No.
Well, she would have had to go right by me. I don't think she got out.
Pookie.
Where's
Yeah, she's nowhere to be found.
Look under the bed.
She's not gonna be under the bed.
Well, I told her that.
Where is this kitten?
I have told her the same.
Fern, where's Pookie? Go find your daughter.
Right, of course. Of course.
Yeah, where's Pookie? Hey. No, I only see Scout, babe. Where's your sister? Yeah, you didn't even. Yeah, you gotta block the whole.
No, but she couldn't have gotten out. I was sitting right there.
Well, somebody got out.
I know they can hide. Cookie.
I'm gonna close this door.
You're gonna die in the cage. You need the ventilation. He doesn't. Where's she?
Did you see a kitten run by? Did you see
Pookie.
a kitten run by?
The cats.
Did you see a little kitten run by?
Because he's painting with oil paints.
Did you see anything?
There's no ventilation. Keep it open because they don't stay open.
Oh, right.
Cookie. Oh, I used some cat toys, but yeah, I used stuff, but it's not the same thing. Where's Pookie? Where's Pookie? Oh, I think she got out. I was sitting right in front of the door. I saw Scout the minute he got out. Whoops. Well, I'm gonna do their food. That'll burn her up. You find her?
Nope.
Pull the food out.
Huh?
I'm gonna feed her. They don't bring the food with the kids, huh?
Yeah, she didn't get away.
I don't think she did.
Well, what made you think she did in the first place?
Because Scout got out and I got him immediately. And then I said, well, where's Pookie? And I just started getting worried, that's all.
Okay.
It's just a normal response.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Gotta just crack open that can, babe. Oh, here she comes.
Okay, I knew she would. What? Here she is.
This is on the other side of the curtains. Hey, what's up, John Clark? How are you? Whoa, we thought we lost one of our foster kittens to the abyss. To the abyss of the outdoors.
Gonna take things out on somebody. Yes. Have to feed them as they pull the food out. Yes.
I'm going to make the front of this a little bit lighter, a little bit of a lighter shade. We're going to go...
Very qualified. But, I mean, that was a high-powered job. And I think you should come to LA. You don't want to be snowed in for weeks in blizzards.
And let's see. I'm not really... I don't know if I like the exact textures of this brush.
Okay, come on, let's go.
You love my paint. Thank you so much, John Clark. Appreciate you. How are you doing today? What's going on with you? What brings you in today? Are you gonna watch the Dodgers game here in a few minutes, or in an hour or so? Alexa, what time's the Dodgers game?
Oh, right.
Today, in Game 4 of the World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers will play the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. First pitch is at 5:08 p.m. The Dodgers lead the series 3-0.
Alexa, what time will the Yankees play the Dodgers in Pacific time?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, you need to specify Pacific time or Eastern time.
Yeah, is that...
From time values,
Very, yeah.
Pacific time is 3 hours behind Eastern time.
And then was so crappy. and
How
weird
can
time.
how can Alexa tell me the time of the game without giving me specific specific
Oh,
Eastern or
right.
Pacific time?
Yeah, he's up and down.
It is 11:37 in London. All right, John Clark from London is here. London, beautiful city. Love that. Wonderful, wonderful, incredible city. It's a very incredible city. I've been there one time, and it is amazing. I love it. City of London, very worth
Well, it seems to
visiting.
work, though. You guys do talk to him. Well, it's good you're going to be there for Bonnie. You should convince her to come back to Cali. You should come too. It's toxic, babe. Well, you should both leave, and then you can help her get the pets here. She's going to need help.
And John Clark, 11:37 in London. So what goes on in London at 11:37? I heard the parties in London go later than in the United States. Like, y'all start partying at like
Come
2
back here
a.m.
for a while, and then you can go back there. And help her get the pets here. Drive your car.
And here we
There's
go.
no nice girls' trip with the pets. It'll be fine. It's a hot. You can get. That'll be okay. I'll come pick you up in Emmett's car. God, you're imagining the worst. Go get it checked out. How many miles do you have on the car?
And not much.
Okay,
Well,
we got another 30,000 to go.
London's a great city. And you know what I thought was the most interesting thing? This is a little dark. But walking down the streets that Jack the Ripper was walking down, that blew my mind to walk down those streets. And of course, there's other great stuff like the Shakespeare Globe Theater.
It'll be fine.
But it was just like crazy to me to
People did it.
to think that, you know, Jack the Ripper was a thing. Just this crazy dude just wandering the streets of one of the biggest cities on earth.
Yeah.
Most powerful civilizations that has ever lived, the Great British Empire, and then suddenly there's just this dude, like this crazy dude.
No, you leave your car in California and you fly back.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I went to other less dark things, like, you know, I got to see a play at the Globe Theater, and I got to see some amazing and wonderful things, but it was definitely quite the experience to see that. And there's way more that I liked about London, like
the beaches, the mountains.
I thought the streets were very clean. If anyone is in the United States has ever wanted to see like a clean city, I think London is up there. Now, I've heard from other Brits that London is not very representative of the rest of the state or the country, because there's some really dirty places. But that's okay because. But yeah, there's a lot of places.
What's the name of the drug he's taking?
Mark Dietz, what's going on, Mark Dietz? How are you? We are working on this painting right now, as you could tell.
Keytruda?
And we are slowly building up the colors and the ideas. The colors. Building up color. Here we go. I like how Mark Dietz and John Clark have the same color. Or degree, it doesn't represent the country. But it is such a beautiful city, though. London. I'd like to go back.
Yeah,
And then I'd like to take a train to go to all the other places that are very neat and amazing and beautiful within the United Kingdom. So here's a question, John. Are there any cities... Oh, thanks for letting me know, John. So are there any cities in the United Kingdom that you would not recommend, that you would be like, dude, if you go here, you just will not have a good experience?
Okay, good.
I'm kind of curious. I'm like curious about the underbelly of the United Kingdom, where.
So he gets infusion, right?
Where
Well, you know, they got some amazing hospitals.
Brits don't want to talk about it. Yeah, okay, so far one person has voted in the poll about creative fears, John Clark. So, you know what? You're going to be the representative of every person for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick with my talks of creative fears and things. But yeah, it is totally, you know, it's hard to know where everybody's coming from. It's hard to know where everybody's really coming from as far as finding this live stream, because there's so many different places. Some people are artists. Some people are
advanced bladder cancer
of
opt for the surgery?
You know, people that just want to connect with a live streamer. Some people just want to be entertained.
They wouldn't do a
Some people want to be
a lot of people weren't going to
motivated or inspired. So without knowing all this about all the potential viewers, you know, I try to talk about things that are both helpful, but not always just about the process. You know, because the process, it's gonna happen, right? The process is the process. Your process, you can learn the process from just reading a book, right? You can learn and watch a video about how Rembrandt painted, right? About Rembrandt's ideas and how he painted.
And a lot of women.
You get all these tutorials, but But if you really want to come up with a design, a thing that's very unique to you, if you want to truly embrace the idea of like living like an artist, I feel that a huge part of that is more mindset than anything else.
Right. 'Cause
You know, overcoming creative fears and self-doubt. Right? Overcoming these things like, who am I to try to do a painting like Picasso or whatever, right? Like I'm sure somebody living out there is thinking Picasso is a genius, therefore I can't attempt to even try cubism. That's just an example, but it could be any artist. It could be any artist. You know, I think this is something that's very obvious in acting. As an actor, you know, what if you get a biopic? A biopic of someone very successful, someone who, Elvis, right? Imagine getting a biopic, someone goes up to you and is like, hey, we're doing this huge movie. How do you feel about portraying Elvis? Right? Like Elvis was a genius. He was the king. He was the king of pop. And I think that would, you know, that the people that feel the most confident in that position are the ones that are potentially going to get the job. But it's like writing poetry. You just have to put the pen to paper, try democracy, one person, one vote. And you claim that vote. Yeah, exactly. Well, now you got two, but fortunately you both agree. So,
but remission is.
if we ever do get someone to disagree, then we'll have to have a discussion here.
Yeah. Yeah, but how old's he gonna be next month?
And for this section right now, I'm just adding colors into this couch. So I need to add.
That's 3 more years. That'd be amazing. I mean, he might not even have that anyway, even without cancer.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some of this yellow here.
Right.
This azo yellow. We're gonna mix this color with our brush.
Lifespans are only so long. I know. I mean, I was sad.
And then here we go. So just adding a tons of variety of color here into this.
Brain, which controls everything in the body. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to minimize this because it is very sad and serious.
And here we go.
Good.
It's almost very fleshy, this color here. It's like a very flesh-colored couch.
That's great.
Dabbling in graphic design. John Clark is dabbling in graphics design, creating layouts for an online training course. Awesome, dude. See, but that's also the thing. Like, I also get artists, people who are artists, but they're like, they've got a craft, right? They've got a specific craft that they do. So thanks for sharing, because it is good to know where you're coming from.
Oh, okay.
And
he feels okay afterwards?
you know what? I wonder what the challenges are for people who, you know, have that activity are, you know?
Okay, well.
Because you know there's people that want to pay for you to do cool stuff. And that is an amazing feeling.
There's too much money in cancer.
But yeah, graphic design is great. I had a little phase recently where I was doing digital art, and that's where I was focusing my activities. But since then, obviously I'm working in physical right now.
So many cancers are environmental and lifestyle.
And yeah, the creative process.
Well, if you read labels, you can.
I think the only limitation as far as creative efforts are pretty much fear-based.
Well, you gotta buy real food at the store and read all the
Because
labels. It comes in a box. unless it's crackers, it's not good for you. And cereal can be okay.
Because paint has no meaning, right? Like paint in itself, it's just the thing that you use to communicate a color.
Right, you have no choice. Well,
It doesn't apply itself, it doesn't tell you how to work it. Although, you know, there are some ways to work with paint that are more efficient for others depending on the purpose, but at the end of the day, the only limitation in art, I think, is fear. And probably doubt, right? Depending on where you are in what you do. So expanding on our color variety on this couch, it's a little too fleshy right now, so I might go with, let me lay this color down, put this color down, and let's go.
You know what I mean, though?
It's a little too fleshy for me. I want to bring out some more of this purple here. Let's grab some more blue.
Go to Trader Joe's.
Just a touch of blue is helpful.
What do you know?
And let's bring in some white. This will sound geeky. You're learning how to draw using a game on a Nintendo. It's called Art Academy. Is that really helpful? Tell us about that. Because that's a thumbstick, right?
Yeah.
The DS is a thumbstick.
I realize that, yes, yes.
I mean,
Look at baby food out of a jar.
you know, you should definitely learn to draw. I mean, if you want to learn to draw, learn from wherever you possibly can. You know, don't judge.
Yes, I made my own baby.
But, you know, I'm so glad you shared that because it really goes to show, like, hey,
We're not
you know, you got to find what works for you
Only, you know, as a last
as far as a creative activity.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if
Well, I was in the ER all day.
I don't know if Mark Dietz is still here, but if Mark was here, you know, you're sharing.
And,
If you're available, Mark,
they
you know,
gave
what's
me
an
injections.
unusual thing
Got
you
some
feel
steroids in pill form
that you learned as far as your painting practice, like
of things. I don't know what they are.
like John Clark is talking about,
yeah,
you know,
it's
using
not as painful
using Nintendo
today.
DS,
The
but
swelling has gone down.
it was something that happened with you.
So the swelling has gone down, but it still hurts.
What's going on, Omizu? How are you doing tonight?
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah, this
didn't know
couch
what
color,
to do because if you go to the regular doctor,
Go.
the
Let
urgent
me
care,
totally.
they have,
Let me see what happens if I
can't
just.
X-ray you. So then they're going to write an order, and you have to go someplace else, and you have to get the X-ray, and then they send the order back to the doctor, and you have to go back to the doctor. So I figured just go to the ER, get it all done at once. Yeah. Yeah. So I did. I waited all day, but I had Netflix on my phone, and I had a comfortable place to lay down, so I napped. It was fine. I mean, I didn't really want to be there, but you know, it was like the best of the situation. Yeah, I didn't want to walk and all that stuff, and knew I was going on set soon, and I was busy.
I'm gonna save this couch for later, but we're gonna go in at least with this brown.
You
We're gonna
know,
go
get ahead
nice
of it,
dark
so
brown
it'll
here.
work. But, no, but I'll be on set tomorrow, and then starting Thursday, I'm on a long-term job. It'll be 2 weeks, basically 10 days, 2 weeks.
Add some red into this.
On the Trey Park.
Yeah, and then add some red into this. Here we go.
Yeah, but it's gonna be stressful. It's at night and it's cold. And
I like this to be. I like this
it's,
couch piece to be red.
I mean, it's gonna be fine, but I have to
This
stay
pillow is
home.
getting some vibrant colors. I like it. I like it. I can dig it. Sealy seems like a whole other place. Yeah, well, I mean, I still am, you know, building up some more of the variety of color here.
Yeah,
but
they have a holding area. Yeah, I
But,
can
yeah.
have a holding chair.
that's where we're going for something a little different.
I know. I'm worried too. I don't even want to go to sub because every school has so many stairs. You have to go.
But the ceiling was like the first
Stairs are the hardest thing for me.
the first piece that I started painting
Oh, yeah,
over.
I've been doing that.
So
I bought one and they they did get wrapped with an ace bandage at the hospital, and I had it wrapped today, most of the day.
You're not feeling the best, Omizu? What is it? Is it, do you think it's,
And I've done the
you think,
eyes, I've done
is it like a physical,
you know, I've done all the stuff.
like a physical
Doctor said-
thing, or just
yeah,
a mentally
doctor said
not feeling
once
yourself?
a week, and it helps.
Just the blahs.
I mean, you know, be comfortable.
Yeah, the blahs, man.
Yeah, they think it's in the tendons based on my back.
Are you exercising, Omi? Oh yeah, the flu. That's the big thing.
Like, if you're walking differently.
Omizu, are you exercising, dude?
That affects the rest of your
Have you
body.
been getting walks in? I know winter's coming up. Oh yeah, winter's happening for you. And I'm in Los Angeles, so it's always going to be sunny. But like, for those of you that are not in a sunny place, you got to be ready for those. I don't even know what I would do if I had to experience an entire winter. I've never experienced an entire winter season in my entire life. As far as like, you know, getting snowed in and like the emotions that come with just being trapped into, yeah, never had that experience my entire life.
But the good news is my doctor ordered me to have blood tests.
Dylan Z from Pennsylvania. What's going on, Dylan Z? How you doing?
100%.
How are you? And let's go. We got a pillar down here. Haven't really painted into this, but let's go. Let's drop this color. This brush really isn't working out as well as I wanted, so I'm gonna clean this brush off.
I am crushing it, yes. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn the game on. Love you too. Sure, no problem. We took an hour. Say hi to Bonnie.
Oh yes, it's almost winter in Pennsylvania. Almost 37. Psh, that's winter to me, dude.
Alrighty.
In California, it doesn't. In Southern California, it doesn't get any colder than like. I mean, it's at least where I'm at. Like I'm in like the city where things tend to stay warmer, but it's like gets no worse than 30 than like 45. Yes, you are. Hey, Scout.
Tony's sister wanted to buy Tony a ticket for the game.
Wow.
He won't go.
Why?
Doesn't feel good.
Oh,
Didn't want to ride in a car for 4 hours each way, and then sit in a stadium for 6 hours. It's cold.
oh. So now what? You got a ticket? And...
No. She didn't want to buy it, so he said yes. But
Oh.
he kept saying no.
A sister?
Yes.
Oh.
He's like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't like her. I don't want her to buy me a ticket.
Oh.
I don't want her to do anything good.
Oh.
I don't want to go to the game.
Ambulances summoned to Men's Central Jail in downtown Los Angeles, not once but twice. The overdose emergency that's affecting more than a dozen people.
Oh, that's sad. He can't tolerate a game right now. Oh my goodness.
Between the Dodgers and a World Series victory, we have
If he wanted to go, I'm sure he would go. He said he'd rather lie on the couch and watch it all.
Wow. That's sad.
Well, it all comes down to this. The Dodgers are just one win away from winning the World Series as Game 4.
All right. So it's almost winter. It's got cold. So Dylan, hey, dude, tell us about yourself, Dylan. We're pretty much all friends here. Got Omizu and Mark have been here regulars for a little while. John Clark has shared some of his story about being a graphic designer and a member of one of the largest empires that has ever existed, London. Oh, okay, so you're a younger visitor. Well, welcome. And I hope that you're having a great day. Are you excited to see the Dodger Yankees game? Celebration safety. That's good. So I gotta actually clean this section off because I don't really like the way the colors started to appear. I want to keep the softness of this brush.
We will be prepared. We will be prepared to welcome our Dodgers back.
We found fans looking forward to tonight's game.
It's East LA, huh? You know how East LA is.
Yes.
Last night, Dodgers fans
This
were
is not
already
East LA, but
celebrating
you know
the
how
Game
it is
3
in
victory.
Burbank.
It is
We got
Los
a
Angeles
player
County
on that
Dogs
team
and cars
from
doing
Burbank.
donuts and taking over some streets.
And
Officials
here we
worry about
go.
safety. We're going to be ready for a celebration. Hopefully it'll be a peaceful celebration. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is urging fans to celebrate responsibly.
You work as a software developer, dabble in graphic design. You're Eagles. Oh, you're Eagles fan. So football. All right. Good old Eagles fan.
We're going to warn. We're going to give several warnings, dispersal orders, but we're going to take action. And we're going to make arrests. We're going to impound cars that are doing donuts and intersections, because that is dangerous. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Make incidents during past victory celebrations. Fans we spoke with say they will be cautious.
The Dodger fans just know how to have fun. It gets loud, it gets rowdy, but I mean, we're used to it. It's all fun.
All right, and here we go. What are we gonna do?
No, honestly, it's just the hype. People like to have fun. They like to celebrate a win or a loss. It's all about having fun.
Win or loss? I don't think so about the loss.
Stay home, safe, you know. I mean, but everybody who's out there, you know, just celebrate and don't get in trouble, you know.
Don't get in trouble.
And the Sheriff's Department says
Doesn't mean don't make trouble, it just means don't get in trouble. I like that wording. Am I good at math? That's a great question. What makes you ask that question? I feel like it's such a random question that I want to know the reasoning behind it. Like, it's a very simple question and I can answer it pretty easily, but I feel like there's more to it. And you know enough math to survive, but you wouldn't say you were a mathematician. You got 100 in math? Dude, that's fantastic. Great job. Your parents should be so proud of you. Great job. So here we go. I'm gonna go.
Yankee fans? More like cranky fans.
Cranky fans.
Big win a few games, just losing game 7 to get my hopes up again, just to crush my heart for the second time this year. But then all baseball fans, and they get more sure. Sleeper cells, Dodger fans. Well, 3 games to none, there is nothing sleepy about them now.
This is the best feeling in the world to be up 3-0. I cannot be happier about our team.
And while Dodger Stadium is obviously not a game day option for these folks, this is their next best choice. Taqueria St. Mark's. And it is home away from home for Big Blue fans. So go Dodgers.
We call it the Dodger Clubhouse. It is the place that you'll find any LA person. It's very much a community. It's definitely a family.
And with Halloween right around the corner, looks like the witches in New York may end up broomless. The Dodgers might be using them to sweep
Math.
Yankees.
Yeah, hey, that's cool. We all go off on tangents. I go off on lots of tangents. Dylan wants to go off on tangent, whatever. Go off, dude. Like, don't share anything too personal because of your age, but and I'm not gonna ask you anything more because you should maintain your privacy. But yeah, whatever it is you want to talk about, man. I mean, I think you're supposed to get your parents' permission, so like, if you want to, hopefully they get to join in on your conversations. But anyway, I think would be really funny though is like, so this scene right now, right? It's me painting with John, who I don't know how old you are, but you seem like older. You seem like an adult, and I know Mizu, and I believe Mark Dietz was here. So there's just like 4 dudes just hanging out, and then suddenly this 6th grader just walks in and starts like chatting. I mean, that never happens in real life, right? Like, you can't have like 4 dudes sitting in the park playing chess. I guess it does happen with that, maybe, but like, this kid just pops in and just starts having a conversation with you. That's kind of interesting. I think that's a funny scene if it was like in a movie.
Wednesday, if necessary.
But
Friday, if necessary.
Friday and Saturday, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's interesting. Or even like, you know, four dudes sitting in a barber shop, and then, you know, this kid just starts talking about his really good grades. I mean, it's very it's a sweet thing to see, of a very intelligent young man being you know, talking about his endeavors. And the only reason why I'm like painting this story, explaining it visually, is because you know, I think what gets lost during live streaming is this like this human interaction. So like, I mean, the physical, like that life physical interaction. I feel like that can obviously be lost sometimes. So I often imagine like, you know, what it would be like just chatting. So I actually got into art when I was a kid. I would actually do a lot of drawing, but it was never like serious study. I would just, you know, get a book here or two to learn some drawing skills and then like copy some of the ideas, but I never got too serious with it. And, you know, funny enough, Kat, can you turn down a little, please? But funny enough, like what I would do is I would watch Bob Ross, and I would watch Bob Ross, but I would draw Bob Ross. I didn't, for whatever reason, as a child, I was not very conscious of how paint works versus just drawing. So I would try to draw while watching Bob Ross, because I didn't have my own paint set. And I was like, this doesn't work. I need a paint set. But I never really like wanted to ask my parents to buy me a paint set. For some reason, I just didn't. I guess I just never thought that I would like totally commit to it. So I felt bad asking them to get me something that I wouldn't stick with. And yeah, so that was, I would say that's the start of my art, is watching Bob Ross. Like pretty much, how many people can we say that about, right? So many artists, modern artists, have probably spent a good portion of their time watching Bob Ross paint. At least today's artists. But for me, yeah, drawing, sketching, painting. You're off to work, Mark. Thanks so much. You take care. But yeah, so it started when I was, you know, super younger. But now, more recently, how did I get into art? I actually started when I decided I want to do it professionally. I actually wanted to get into concept art, digital. So I was working digital, and I was actually working digital. I was going to a school for digital art. And this was like when the big news about AI started popping out onto the news a lot. And I would start seeing people doing AI art and, you know, talking to some of my mentors. First of all, I didn't like digital art that much. I didn't enjoy the process. It just felt like I was always troubleshooting. I felt like an IT guy more than an artist. You know, I felt like I was constantly, like, how do I make this specific action? How do I do this specific action to, you know, properly fill it? Or how do I like draw a face? But like, you know, draw a face using digital art. You can't just use a pen. Yeah, you can, but you know, you can use a pen tool. You can use all these different tools. There's so many tools to do it certain ways. And I just didn't like that. It did not feel creative to me. You know, the creativity in digital art definitely comes where, you know, you meet the creative idea, the concept, with your vision, and where your technical skills come in as well. So that's the merger of the creative part of digital art. And I think there are people whose personalities are very aligned to that, and I thought mine was, but it wasn't. So that was my discovery. So I decided to pick up painting a little while later. Amazing graphics tablet. Yeah. So you were on a show, the artist called Tony Hart. So what did Tony Hart do? Was he similar to Bob Ross? History. Mike Garcia approves the message. I like how, you know, in motivational or like inspirational, being a good person type who? Pelosi attacker. Oh, to life in prison. Okay, yeah. Good. He deserves it. But oh yeah, so earlier I was just saying, I like how, like, you know, life wisdom type things, or like business stories, they always say don't criticize your competitor. That's not good, it's not professional, it makes you look bad. But every single politician, and you got to think, like, you know, these politicians, they get lots of money, they know the best ways to approach things. Every politician does this. Politicians spend more money on ads for TV that tear down an opponent rather than building up their own profile. I find that so interesting, how it's so counterintuitive. What we learn,
I agree. Here it is.
what we learn in life about, you know, professionalism and being
Here they go.
a good person is totally not reflected in politics. I find that very interesting. But anyway, let's see. So, I'm gonna paint this. Your version of Bob is a British guy. Okay, Tony Hart, the British Bob Ross.
Hit. Hit a good one.
He hit a good one.
Yep, there he is.
You watch baseball at all, John Clark?
Oh.
I guess Brits probably don't follow baseball as much. Huh?
They have football.
Is it a home run from the Dodgers? Yeah,
I
just a
guess
home
it
run.
is. Ready.
Yeah.
It's the home run king.
Oh my gosh.
Ready.
I can't imagine that the Dodgers are totally gonna sweep the Yankees like this. I feel like that's impossible.
Why? Look at their record.
What's the record?
3-0.
Yeah, in this one game. Okay, when you said record, I thought you meant like the whole. Yeah, but that's 4 games in a row that 2 great.
Yeah, but they don't play the Yankees that much. I mean, they play them in the regular season.
All right, well we'll see. We still got. It's only what, first inning?
Who's this Hernandez?
Is the first inning right now?
Yeah. Just started.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be on channel 7, but now it's at channel 11.
All right. Well, let's see. You mainly watch soccer and Formula One. Formula One. What a luxury sport. Formula One.
Isn't that an American sport too?
I think Formula One mostly takes place in the Europe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This would be so exciting to be there.
Alexa, is there a Formula One race in the United States?
I know about a number of Formula One motor races which are located in the United States, including the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix Main, the
Yes.
2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix Qualifying, the 2024 United States Grand Prix Main, and the 2024 United States Grand Prix Qualifying.
All right. So there are some races in the United States for the Formula One. I didn't know that. I thought it was mostly a British thing, but I do remember a year ago, or this past year, that that Vegas had some really good stuff. Had some really big events. So here we go, building up some color into this section here. I'm just using upward, downward brush strokes. The main reason for this, I just want to keep the elements in one direction. And I think this effect that we're getting is pretty neat. Something. Oh, that is hilarious. This thing that I painted right here is supposed to be a shadow, not its own object.
Are you watching the game?
No, I'm painting.
Are
Huh?
you watching the
Oh. Who are you talking to? Huh?
texting Helen?
Oh.
Muncie.
And what happens if you just like paint in one direction is it helps to create the because of the textured effect of brushes, it helps to create a consistent appearance depending on the look that you're wanting to go for.
That is a bulky.
Doing a scene within the Las Vegas. Did I still? Oh yeah, the Las Vegas, Texas. So Formula One. Yeah. So this is this painting within the painting. Yes, that's right. So this painting in the painting. I probably should add Kathleen into this, but the paint right here is kind of wet, so I don't. Huh? I said I should add you into this, but. Yes. I think secretly she wants me to, even though she should know. No. You're sick of being in my.
Painting this side.
You're sick of being in my paintings, Kat?
No, it's just where you paint you, always lying on the couch.
I guess so, huh?
But you're painting this side of the room.
Well, no. I mean, did you look at the painting? It's like both sides.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, there it goes.
So we got this. What else are we gonna build up? What are we gonna build up right now? Let's clean off this brush. Another home run? No.
No.
Look at that hit. Bam. Right, trying to get this paint off nicely. So John, do you follow a lot of art live streams? Like, I'd be curious. My question to you is like, what makes you pop into a live stream? What makes you want to stay and engage in a live stream? I'm curious because doing this, it's good to know. I think it's good to know what makes people feel welcome, what gets people interested. I mean, art is one obvious thing, but I would also like to know other reasons. Oh my gosh, look at these. Who likes kittens? Look at these kittens right here.
Oh, he got it. It's an out.
There's some kittens.
Put the kittens in.
Right, huh?
That was an out. Look at him. Yankees. Ready.
These are some kittens. I'm gonna bury my face in some kittens. We gave them a bath,
Kitten bath.
so they smelled pretty good right now.
I have some
There's Cat. Hey Cat, we can see you. Wait, you can wave.
hey.
See, paintings make things look so much more interesting. Like you got this camera photo of my living room. It's not like that bright. It's actually getting kind of dark, but that's what I love about painting. Is I could take a good photograph and probably edit it to make it look fun and pop, but I'll never be able to do. You wouldn't be able to do something like this with the camera. All right. You enjoy meeting interesting people. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for considering this live stream interesting. But what a great sport, Formula One, man. Like, what, 200? Alexa, what's the world record speed in Formula One?
From F1Chronicle.com. The fastest speed ever recorded in a Formula One car is 397.360 kilometers per hour, achieved by the Honda F1 team in 2006 on the Bonneville Salt Flats in the USA.
Alexa, what is 397 kilometers per hour in miles per hour?
397 kilometers per hour is about 246.7 miles per hour.
Ooh, let's just round that up to 250 miles per hour. Imagine driving that fast on a track with other cars around you. That just, holy crap, that blows my mind. I don't even know what to think, because that is just ridiculously, insanely fast. Like,
You can go to the track and drive.
huh? You can't, but 250 miles per hour. On a track, you can probably, my car probably maxes out at 120. Well, I don't drive stick. Doesn't suck.
It does, because it's a whole different driving experience.
Says you. So you race yourself, John? Do you drive fast cars yourself? Or do you drive cars fast yourself? Or what's
Fans
your...
are mad.
Huh?
They got the ball.
Who?
The fans. They
Why?
wanted to keep it, but the player snatched it away.
The player? Oh, because he caught it?
Snatched it back, and they're all mad. It's like, that's our ball.
Mhm.
Give it back. Here's the replay.
Oh. The dot.
The fan is fighting him. It's like trying to pull it out of his glove. What a jerk. Yeah, really, that's a jerky thing to do.
What?
He took the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove after
Yeah.
he caught it.
Oh, right. He's trying to mess up the game.
No, he wanted the ball. That's worth a lot of money.
Well, yeah, but also he's probably trying to mess him up.
That is wrong. Soto's up. They say he's going to the Dodgers after this series.
Oh, really? Soto? Oh, huh.
Soto.
You're a long distance runner. You have run every distance for. Holy cow. So you do ultra marathons. Yeah, I did my first marathon last year. I've done 2 marathons so far. So obviously 42 kilometers. But man, 62.2 kilometers. Amazing, dude. Amazing. I await the day that there's a live streaming runner. I would actually like to watch that.
Car following him or something?
No, like I mean, they could just hold, they just hold the camera and they just run, and it's just a live streaming runner. That's it, What, babe? Why do you always gotta judge my interests?
That's what you're doing.
Huh?
I judge. I'm a judger.
Why is that judgmental worthy though? I don't get it.
I'm just saying, how would you do it? The guy would have to hold the phone the whole time on himself?
Yeah,
Talk the whole time while he's trying to run?
I guess. I don't know how you'd do it, but yeah.
Okay. I should make it happen. Jeez, I don't really disparage you.
I did the Los Angeles Marathon. What'd you say, Kat? You don't want to what?
Disparaging.
You're disparaging me.
I'm not disparaging
You disparaged my interest.
I didn't say it was just a bad idea. I was just saying, how would you do it? Do you have a car? Like,
You laughed at my idea
I
of
didn't laugh
why.
at it. I just said, how would you make it happen?
Well, the reason why I even asked you is because you were laughing at it. Like, why?
I wasn't laughing.
Oh, okay. All right.
It wasn't like a laugh. Like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. It was like a, really? Okay.
Well, that's what it sounded like.
So that's you judging me.
Okay. All right. Well, I was definitely not disparaging you.
I wasn't trying to cut down your idea. It's a great idea. Make it happen.
I don't want to do it. Yeah. 24-hour event. Yeah, so New York does need to win tonight. They have to. I mean, unless they want to lose, right? So we'll see. What are they up? They're up right now. You want to do a 24? Yo, John, that's a great goal, man. Like elite, but I think what's powerful in it is that it's even on your mind. Like before I even decided to do the marathon, right? Like, and this is obviously like a marathon to you at this point is like a, walk in a park. Probably, I don't know, maybe not, but you could probably do a marathon any day of the week is what I was trying to say because of your experience with a 62 one, but yeah, a 24-hour event. The fact that is on your mind, that it's even like registering as a possibility, that blows my mind. But that is the seed of greatness, right? That is the seed of greatness. Just that one thought. I mean, that's what got me into my first marathon. I had to think about it. I had to be like, I want to do one. I'm sure that's for any situation, right? Any goal or ambition that someone has. But so great. Thank you for sharing your personal goals, man. It's great to hear. It is absolutely great to hear about other people's goals here. Especially such an ambitious one, too. So are you not in marathon shape right now? Just hypothetically speaking? I don't know. I feel like if you have the vision of doing a 24-hour event, that even though you would train for a marathon, that like, you know, you're probably in shape right now. But I don't know. Hard to say. So I don't know you that well. Oh. So what, you had to like carry your mountain bike? Well, we got John Clark, a professional elite athlete. John Clark, my goodness. Very cool. Look at this thing. Look at this kitten. I don't know if y'all can see his little face right there. It's a black cat. But he's so cute right now. His head is falling. His head is falling off of his pillow. Let me see if I can bring the camera a little closer. I'm just concerned about having to reset the camera, but it's okay. Take a look. This little guy. Can you see him? No, he's awake now. So they're up for adoption because we're fostering them. There's a great foster program near where we live. So we are fostering them. So John, obviously you've read the books Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. You've read that, and you've read Can't Hurt Me and Never Finished. Let's go like this. All right, what are we gonna do about this wall here? These walls need some color, but you know what? The space right here needs some color too. Never read them? Oh, wow. You know who he is? Because I will admit, honestly, David Goggins is probably one of the reasons why I... Oh, it's funny. I'm wearing my running shirt. Funny coincidence. I don't usually wear this shirt because it's like in the bottom of my drawer. This is just a half marathon that I did. Yeah, it's a nice shirt. It's comfortable too. I just, for whatever reason, never wear it. Oh, you never heard of Dave Goggins? Dude. So yeah, David Goggins is one of the personalities that inspired me to. So he does ultra marathons. He's done Badwater. I don't know if you know Badwater. That's like 120 miles through Death Valley. His biggest run was 200, a 200 miler, I think. So I think it's you have to finish it in under like 48 hours or whatever. Or maybe it was like 72. But since you're an ultra marathon runner, I think David Goggins. I mean, you know, you've done so much without any. Well, I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe you've had other like motivators or like people that you follow that kind of inspire you, or maybe you're totally self motivated for running. I don't know where you're at there, but my goodness, if you need just that extra kick in the butt to like get you to oh, well, there you go. You got your inspirations. You got the people that you know. But if you ever feel like you just need the extra kick in the butt or that like that pull to get you to do that challenge, like that 24-hour run you want to do, it might be worth checking out David Goggins. Just his first book, Can't Hurt Me. If you get it on Audible via Amazon, it is such a powerful read because not only do you get to hear the book, but you also get to hear an interview, like a podcast interview between him and another runner guy. I think his name is Rich Roll or Rich Roll, I think. He's like a runner podcaster guy. But yeah, he's a very very, very worthwhile. He does some amazing runs. And I think he's placed first in Badwater too, David Goggins. Alexa, what races did David Goggins place first in?
David Goggins is a retired United States Air Force Master Sergeant and an ultramarathon runner. In 2016, he took first place in the Infinitus 88K, one of the world's toughest races.
88K Infinitus? That sounds good. I've never heard of Infinitus. You might actually know about that one, John. If you're following ultras, but interesting enough, 88K is not the longest distance he's done that I know of. Oh my gosh, look at this kitten. I just want to eat his face. Holy cow. All right. Everybody, I just got to show you this adorable kitten again that we're fostering. You're just going to want to like mush his face. Look at this. Look at his head. Look at his head right here. His head right here.
Just one? Are they both there? Oh yeah.
But his head is upside down. And he's just like so cute. This little guy.
That's how they sleep. Oh.
It's his mouth.
Hi, cuties.
He's like upside down.
Did you take a picture?
No, I can't take a picture. Look at that. Hey, buddy. How are you sleeping?
Oh.
He's so cute. It's hard to see on this camera because it's really dark, but
You're dark.
Killian Jornet.
Hey.
Who is Killian Jornet? Oh, there's someone that inspired you as a runner? Thanks, man. Yeah.
Let's hit it.
Our city has a very good foster program for kittens in Los Angeles here. It's a very great foster program. There are no kill shelter, which means the animals, they always find a way, pretty much. Right? I don't know if it's a no kill. Yeah, it is a no kill shelter. Okay. Yeah, so they always find a way somehow. Unless I'm sure if it's like a violent animal, which I don't know. Those are a different story. Usually have to go through the city and but yeah, fostering's great. No long-term commitment. And you get to experience the joy of having a pet. And here, we're going to go with this straight line thing. It's going to go, let's add a little bit of a light blue here. A bit of our light blue green. I'm gonna go right down into here. Real small. Two friends who ran from the top of the UK to the bottom. What? Yo, John Clark, man, you're in a quite a circle of impressive athletes. Yeah, well, I'm so glad you're sharing because I think it's, so funny. And I realize this, like, whenever I get into a conversation with people who, like, are talking about something I happen to know a lot about. And, they're trying to, like, okay, so actually, this is a better example. I was sitting in a room at a dinner table with, like, these two people. One guy, does, like, likes knives and stuff. And then this other guy was a professional sword maker. Like, his career is based on making swords. And this is a famous sword making company. And this other guy was like talking about knives and, like, telling everything about he had. And then he was like telling how this other guy, like, how, you're supposed to make this, how, like, this, they're supposed to make knives or something like that. And the guy who actually made the swords, like, yeah, no, I actually make them, like, professionally. This was after, like, this other guy was, like, talking for, like, 15, 20 minutes. And they didn't know that the other guy was, like, a knife sword maker. I just found that, like, an amusing situation when, the person that works in something professionally doesn't talk as much about it. So I feel it's funny right now. I'm kind of doing that same thing. I guess it's because, I'm the live streamer of just talking about running, but I'm trying to explain things about running. But here you are, dude. You are in a circle of amazing athletes, and you have done so much as far as those 62 mile run or 62 mile runs. My goodness, dude. That's 100 kilometers. That is amazing. Like, if I could get you on video, that'd be great, because then you could talk about that experience. All right. So actually, yeah, I should just be asking the questions. What am I thinking? What would you say for you was the hardest thing? Two questions, actually. Well, what was the hardest part about the 62.2, the 100 kilometer run for you? What was the hardest part of that? And then what would you say is the hardest distance gap that you did? Because I'm sure you didn't go from, like, marathon to a 62 unless you did. But, like, was there, like, a gap of distance that you were like, oh, this is the hardest one, Getting from 3 miles to 6 miles is easy. 6 miles to a half marathon is easy. But a half marathon to a marathon, yeah, that's a whole different story. So you think if you do it, anyone can do it. Right on. So, of course, mindset, that's important. And you know what I find really great about runners today on social media is a lot of them, like, share their running story. Like, you hear about so many, I was, 45 years old. I know this one guy, he's an ultra marathon runner. He's like, I was, like, 45 years old doing this job that I didn't like. He was saying that he was, like, an alcoholic. He was overweight, way overweight, like, just slightly less than obese, but quite overweight. And he's like, yeah, I started doing runs, and he became an ultra marathon runner. But 3 a.m. in the morning. So for that race, this 100 kilometer one, 3 a.m. in the morning, were you allowed to sleep, or did you try to force yourself not to? What was that? Did you pace yourself, and by 3 a.m. you were you were like you weren't. Did you not pace yourself? Is what I meant to ask. But yeah, what's that experience? Feel free to. The first 50 km was tough. Good old 50 km, just above a full. Just kept going. My goodness. Do you listen to? Did you have audio tapes? You listen to audio tapes when you run or no? We went through the night. Music and audiobooks. Show. All right. That is incredible. So you've probably listened to quite a lot of audiobooks. Add a little bit of black into this color right now. T-Mobile, huh? They got a commercial on here? Wow. First 50 km, you crossed the finish line. The song that was playing was called Walking Home. The trains were all canceled that day. All right. That must have been quite a painful afternoon. Yeah, I guess with 50, like these bigger distances, there's the organization, you know, they have to, it's a lot more complex for getting yourself from one place to the other. And for this color, just add a little bit of a darker one. Oh, no, that's a little too dark. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter with this. All the trains were canceled? Can you believe that? All the trains canceled on the day of an ultra? Why? Who planned that? Somebody, that's sabotage. Or that's torture. It's torture. I'm gonna lighten this area up here. Yeah, I would totally ask you more about like how you train for it, but I'm kind of scared to because I'm thinking, okay, if I listen to like hear about the training, then I'm gonna be like, oh wow, maybe I like should feel motivated to go do it or something. But um, you know, there's some intense things that you must have gone through to have to do to the train. Like, you know, I feel like marathon distances. And by the way, I finished a marathon. I didn't run the whole thing, right? Like I'm the one who I finished in like the bottom 30%. So you know, with my training, I didn't actually have to. It was hard, but it wasn't like super intense. But it sounds like you're actually working to, you know, get a decent place within your runs, and that's really amazing. You'd like train at night too, or run throughout the night to get yourself prepared. Do you do cold runs? What are some like unusual things that you do to train? Because you know, earlier I was thinking, oh, well, it's kind of earlier, or I guess, yeah, I guess it's good to know like what sort of things you do to train or whatever. I had a friend who planned your training for me. Well, that's nice. That's fantastic. Okay. Clean off this brush. Kat, what's the score right now?
You can see it.
Turned his head away from the ball when you try to catch it. We'll grab some of this color, grab some of our white, bring this in. No night running. Yes, I finished the marathon. So I think most people who go for marathons and like that do it well, they think, hey, I'm gonna go for the world majors. But what made you decide to go for not just the world majors, but like for a full, for the ultra? It's 2-1.
You experienced her emotions.
It's like a Korean show on Netflix where people play kids games for money and get paid. Strive to survive, and I felt like racing could be my next day.
That's it. Wow, 4 runs a week. For some reason I thought you would have said like 5 plus like, you know, five easy runs plus like a 6th run, and the rest day would include like a, you know, a walk.
Big pigs. Online checkout from banks and credit unions.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's funny. You need a fillet?
Full length photo.
Yes, you do. A bike accident came across the arm, but so that's a really good approach, man. Like, you got into an accident, and that's when you decided. So when you say accident, like, you got injured and then you decided to do 100-kilometer run. Is that what you're saying? I'm from New York. America votes. And for this wall, I think I'm going to do a lot less shadow than this ceiling area. I'm going to go more for a flat color for the wall.
Hi, there it is.
Where'd he go?
He's running.
He's running.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? We could probably use a cool color. Nice warm color here, a nice pink. Maybe just a little bit, just to add to the edge here. Edge, add a little bit of this red, just to hint some color in these walls. Yeah, that added just a little bit of design to this. Something else, you know, just something to make the walls pop and not just be this boring flat. Remember, Hannibal bike was flying in the air, you crashed on your chest and you finished the race, right? Or is that, I think you said earlier that you finished that race. Oh, dude. Have you ever made a YouTube channel talking about running? Because I can't actually like open your profile, but anytime I hear cool stories like this, I'm like, why is this not on a podcast? And, you know, of course, I'm assuming that you haven't done a podcast, but, you know, that assumption may be wrong. But these are some amazing stories that need to be told. So many great people, great talented people out there are not doing enough to share their experiences. I'm not saying you're not doing enough, just like this idea that there's like so many of these incredible, inspiring experiences, and you know, of course, I see a handful on social media, but like there's so many more, hundreds more, and you know what? I don't think the market is flooded yet with inspiring ideas and stories of crashing and burning, but still finishing. It's you got a hero's journey there. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe the YouTube channel isn't about running, but it could be. Like I've actually made money. I don't know if you know about the Amazon. By the way, I've actually had people. I only have maybe 4 videos up. Okay, maybe a dozen videos up about running products. A couple shoes, Asics, and some running clothes for cold weather. And although they're not like making me tons of money, I've made an income on it. And for someone who loves running as much as you, who's doing ultra marathons, that's an opportunity. It means that just from my experiences of making these review videos and people looking for me, who has only done 2 marathons compared to, you know, not even ultra marathons, that means that people are looking, these businesses are looking for people such as yourself, elite runners, to just be making content and to be open, like getting free clothes or whatever. But yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I guess what I wanted to share was it's this. I don't know what it is about making content that like, or what you've heard about making content and possibly making an income from it. Obviously, it would be really hard to totally build an entire brand around just running as far as the channel goes. But what you can do is you can simply just review products and talk about different products, and you get viewers that way. And it's not gonna, you know, like blow up overnight, and suddenly it could, but chances are it's not like your channel. The expectation shouldn't be that the channel is gonna just overnight be like, hey, you're getting all these views and everything, and suddenly you're making income. But what you can do is you can do something like an Amazon affiliate program. Yeah, the Amazon affiliate program. You can talk about products, and you can include links to those Amazon products. You get a commission, and that's how people found me to send me clothes, like just for running, which is great, which I'm sure any runner would like. But of course, you know, not every runner has to become a YouTube influencer, right? But the opportunity's there.
We're going to run.
If not for yourself, if not for yourself, just this idea that like there are people there that are like, yo, this dude flipped over a bike and then decided he wanted to run a ultra marathon, you know? That's a pretty cool story, man. It's a very good story. He didn't flip over a bike and say his athletic activities were done for. He's never doing anything again. He said, I'm going to go do an ultra marathon. Actually, let's add some green into this. Sometimes when I live stream, I can't tell if I'm more like Kamala Harris rambling about stuff, or whether I'm like Donald Trump who also rambles about stuff.
Changed my schedule again.
But apparently Donald Trump started this thing called he calls his ramblings a weave. And it's become popular as an idea that he basically talks and rambles, and then he weaves it back to his original concept. I think that's a. I wonder if he actually did that, or somebody came up with that just so he could explain why he rambled all the time.
That's a UCB trick, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's a callback.
Oh.
They do all kinds of things and then they bring it back to the original.
Oh. Didn't know that.
Nobody used to do that?
Yeah, but they didn't teach. They didn't say it was a callback. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate you liking this painting, and of course, you know it's a process. This is just building up bit by bit, piece by piece, section by section, and you know we're gonna be working on this multiple days. Probably got at least another 10 hours on this painting, at least another 10 hours. And yeah, for those of you who are watching, there's a few people in the room right now, although who do I think will win the U.S. election? Honestly, I think Donald Trump will win this year. And here's why. So there's a lot of people that did not like Donald Trump. And then there was a lot of people who didn't want to associate with Donald Trump because they were scared of what all the other people were thinking. But I feel like the way that the campaign is going this time, there's a lot of people that dislike Donald Trump, but there's more people that are open to supporting Donald Trump, like Joe Rogan. For the longest time, he just did an interview with Donald. And for the longest time, Joe Rogan said he would not have Donald Trump on his show simply because he was, I think, you know, being in film and media entertainment, you know, even Joe Rogan was concerned about his podcast being affected by associating with Donald Trump. But he just did an interview with him. Tony Robbins. He didn't, and these aren't endorsements or anything, but Tony Robbins, you know, I think there was a lot of how do I say this? I think he's very careful to associate, but he did a thing with Donald Trump with some of his technology. Donald Trump has this like platform. I mean, Tony Robbins has this platform that Donald Trump uses. One more time. Tony Robbins has this platform to create community-driven conversations, and he invited both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, but Trump was the only one that went. So I think where Trump is now, yes, there's a lot of people that still hate him. And, you know, I feel bad using that word, but that's what's in these people's minds, is they really just like despise him for whatever reason. And you know,
You're talking about politics.
huh?
You're talking about politics.
Well, he asked, so I'm answering the question.
He asked you who you're voting for?
No, he asked me who I think will win.
So you don't know.
but I mean, I think Donald Trump will win. So that's what I think. I mean, if I just look at their campaigns, I think Trump has a lot of things this year that he didn't have last year. You know, last year there was, or last election, there was a ton of riots, there was a ton of protests, there was a ton of, you know, all sorts of things happening that simply aren't happening this year. And you know, with Robert F. Kennedy supporting him and everything, I think he's got a good chance. But also, you know, Kamala Harris, her campaign's pretty amazing too. I mean, she's always got the Obamas. The Democrats always have the Obamas to support them, you know, endorse them. And you know what? He's the most powerful, influential person on the planet who's been probably influencing Biden's decisions. You know, whoever the most powerful person on the planet, probably Barack Obama, even though he's not the official president. He probably has a lot of influence in that sphere, right? So, you know, what he says, people will go for. And you know what? Kamala Harris has a lot of celebrities, tons and tons of celebrities. She's got Taylor Swift. She's got Lady Gaga. She's got all these other people. So, you know, just looking at these campaigns, both have some great qualities. I just think that the way, I mean, you know, with Elon Musk and everything, it's just one of those things. So, but, you know, Mark Cuban supports Kamala Harris, so I don't know. But you said in the UK, you expected the Labour Party to win, but they're a disastrous government. You have the budget tomorrow. You get the impression that the results will be close. Yeah, and that too. Like, results are always going to be close. At least until some point. Like, still nobody knows. So what is the Labour Party in the UK? Like, I feel like you probably know more about the Republicans and the Democrats in America than I know about the Labour Party and what's the other party? I don't even.
Oh, man, I think he got a grand slam.
Who did?
No.
Oh, the Yankees, huh?
Okay,
Grand slam.
yes.
All right. Well, it's a close
Just got
game.
5 runs. Oh my God, because the bases were loaded. God.
You mean 4 runs?
5. No, 4. Right. Damn.
Good for them. All right, they're back in it almost. They're almost back in it.
Hi.
Alexa, what are the 2 political parties in the UK?
I know about 147 British political parties, including the Labour Party, Cooperative Party, and the Conservative Party.
Oh, okay, so there's a Conservative Party. But I heard the British Conservative Party is like America's Liberal Party. I don't know if that's true, but...
Thank you.
Did you do this yourself? Great teacher. This is from me to
Labor are traditionally left-wing, conservatives are right-wing, although over the years it has become blurred. Yeah, that's what I heard something like that.
Well, you're right. In this game.
How do you know? What inning is this? It's the fourth inning? So we still got,
When it comes to your
I don't know, how many innings are in a baseball game? 10, 11?
7.
7? That's it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 10 or 11.
Wait. No, it's the 7th inning stretch. So it's 9 innings.
Huh?
Instead of paying for their crimes and receiving justice, Kamala will give criminal illegal aliens taxpayer-funded transgender
Wow.
surgery for prisoners.
Wow. I can't believe someone was able to get an ad like this onto the oh my goodness. I'm actually blown away that they were able to get this ad onto the World Series, because I feel like the World Series totally would have tried to prevent Trump from being able to place an ad. But very interesting.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on your new vehicle.
All my favorites for just $7 each. That's crazy.
Because most of the time when I stream, I live in Los Angeles. Why that's even relevant to me is because I live in Los Angeles, and almost every time I stream, it's a an ad for Kamala Harris, a positive ad for Kamala Harris. So to see this on the World Series is really fascinating to me in the media sociology kind of way, because just to see how that information spreads. But hey, thank you so much, John. It sounds like, totally great to connect, totally great to hear more from you in the future. Thanks for jumping in. I know it's late where you are. It's like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Oh, you said it's 1:16. All right, cool. Well, hey, take care,
I'm
John,
gonna eat.
and we'll chat next time. See ya. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna keep this painting going. Just letting this painting build up bit by bit, piece by piece. Okay, I like this green. I like how this green is adding to our painting. I don't feel like it's taking away. I feel like it's really doing a great job of just adding hints of shadow.
Hey there. Open secret ingredient. Hi, I know you're hungry. Oh, hello. You okay? Are you dry?
Are you trying? So the way I'm doing this section, the walls, is just building it up with texture. All money for the broadcasters. Yeah, all money for the broadcasters. That's right. Yeah. Money for the broadcasters. They just want the cash. They just want to see who's got the money. Alright, so we're going to continue on. I'm going to use some of this to paint into this section here. We're going to build up the color with this right here. What cat does a sound make, Fern? Fern, what sound does a cat make? She's telling us.
Where's the soap that was in the bathroom, the hand soap?
Oh, I think I put it into the little cubby above the toilet. Oh.
No, hungry.
The Dodgers just, Yankees just score again. Yep. I definitely think it's going to a game 4.
Is it?
It's not McCovey? It's somewhere there.
Huh? Means I don't see it.
Hey, it's right here.
Where?
In the cubby above the toilet.
Oh! I can see it.
The what?
The man who thought his wife was a hat.
What about that?
That's me. Don't recognize these.
Okay, we gotta paint over this wall section here, because that's supposed to be like a shadow, not just another dark space. And here we go, let's see. And let's go, we're gonna go pop this up, bring this down.
Because I'm not working Halloween night.
Oh, really? All right, cool.
They changed the schedule again.
Again.
Well, it's a different schedule. It's a different show.
Mm-hmm.
Drive around. I don't want to go to sleep.
You don't want to be in a house?
Huh?
You don't want to be in a house? Okay.
Halloween decorations.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I mean Thursday. Thursday night.
Thursday. Right.
How's that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a party in West Hollywood.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to do that.
Why? Oh, because you can't walk. All right.
But you're welcome.
I mean, what am I gonna go to West Hollywood by myself? Yeah.
Yeah. If we had same costumes, we could hit. Costume we wore on Saturday
Right.
or Sunday. Yeah. Sexy baby. I would go. Okay, I gotta feed you. Babies.
Let's see how this piece is coming out. Yeah, we could see this all starting to build up. Slowly, but surely. But surely. Slowly, but surely. Actually, let's grab some green here.
makes you want to eat again? Trying for more food,
Yeah.
and they only eat half of it. Right.
So this painting is being built up just bit by bit with a lot of textured brush marks, and I'm constantly looking back at the camera to see, how it's looking, just so I have some references and I could see like what needs improvement and things like that. But we're building this up, and I think it's looking good, and I think it's time now that I should get a break because dinner is being made for both of us, right? Cat.
Huh?
So dinner is being made for both of us,
No,
right?
I'm just feeding myself.
Oh,
Any cats?
just the cats. Well, there we go.
I need to feed you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna take a break because I can feel like the sections that I'm painting, a lot of the paint is like Luke dry. It's not totally dry and it's not totally wet. It's just in the middle where it's kind of sticky, and that like affects the way the paint gets laid down.
Eat. You're not gonna get to eat.
Which, when it affects it, just like it's not a good feeling. It kind of like gets stuck. So, if you want the painting to look, just creates this texture that I don't really want on the painting. I like this like brushed painting look that we've got in some of these other areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this up for tonight. Oh, what's going on, Omizu? Yes, we're making progress.
Oh, you are putting the couch in the picture. Okay. I see. Alexa, set timer for 11 minutes.
11 minutes, starting now.
Alexa, cancel that timer. Alexa, set timer for 15 minutes.
Second timer, 15 minutes, starting now.
Alright, so Mizu, thanks for hopping in to share some final words. Appreciate that. It's like a mix up Van Gogh and Degas. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's definitely inspired by that era of artists. And we are definitely building in a variety of textures into our painting, something a little unusual with this, just to break it up. And when I first started, I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I like to sleep on these bigger, longer paintings sometimes. If I'm not doing like totally live in person, I won't be able to see
2-5.
painting again
Yankees winning.
or the space again. But we are, yeah, this is one where I get to build up over time and add and take away. But it's additive subtraction. Additive subtraction being that I paint over something as opposed to just taking away, which would be like, literally just erasing it. But I feel like additive subtraction is more interesting because there's something underneath that lends itself to the painting, whether it be a texture or a little bit of a color or whatever. But all these things, everybody, hope you have a wonderful night, and thanks for tuning in. Good night. Happy MLB World Series game day. I don't know who's going to win, but it's looking close, and it looks like Yankees are possibly going to have comeback, and it looks like the game is. I can see this game coming back to Los Angeles. So have a good night, everybody.